to succeed at that level. I mean, I know seeing your kids succeed is awesome, but that's, man, one of the tops in the country. It doesn't get any more special than that.
Well, he works hard. He put a lot of time in, and if you're gonna be good, you have to put a lot of time in. And like I said, some days he want to put his name in the portal. Some days he want to sign with an agent, and it all depends on the mood I'm in and how hard I make him work. But it's been fun coaching. And Mike, my older son, he's my assistant coach, so it's like a family affair going on up here in Detroit.
And coaching's a lot easier.
Your league and your team, how are they doing?
We finished 7th out of 14 this year, which is the highest FAU's ever finished in the league history. We've had 3 straight winning seasons for the first time in school's history. We're a relatively new school that hasn't had much success or tradition. So we have most of our team back. We have probably 8% of our production back from a good team that won 5 of our last 6 and had the #1 seed on the ropes last game of the year. So we're excited about the direction we're going in, and we feel like we can be top 3 or 4 in our league next year out of 14. In Conference USA, that would be a heck of accomplishment. But we're going in the right direction. And
Todd Abernathy, how long's Todd been with you, and is he trying to work his way up to be a head coach someday?
Todd has been here 2 years, and he's without a doubt a future head coach. He's incredible with our players. He's got a great mind for the game, obviously with his DNA. And people don't realize how good of a player Todd was at Ole Miss. Coach Davis's good friend Rod Barnes signed him at Ole Miss, and he went down and had a heck of a career, played overseas, and he's as connected as probably anyone in college basketball with the European players, and we have a very European feel to our team. He's been phenomenal, and obviously having Tom around has been really unique with someone such a basketball background.
We had lunch yesterday, and he still had a smile on his face with that Gonzaga loss on Monday, keeping the 1976 Indiana Hoosier team, the last undefeated team. It looked bad going into it with Gonzaga with such a good team, but that's what it comes down to. One game, anything can happen, and Baylor just would not have anything to do to lose that game right from the start, 9-0. What do you guys think of that game?
Well, I fell asleep. Once you get 60 years old, you just kind of like doze in and out. You can't control what time you go to bed. So I fell asleep and woke up at halftime, and I decided not to watch the second half because I was going to watch it the next day on video. But I watched so much film and clips of it. Baylor was just tough, just really, really tough. And that's the kind of team that you want to have as a coach. Every coach wants a team like that goes out and play both ends of the court.
Absolutely. Baylor had such a chip on their shoulder, and I was very familiar with a lot of their players. They hit the transfer portal hard, and a lot of those guys were transfers that scored a lot of points at the low major level and then came there and bought into their role. But it was fun to see 2 contrasting styles of 2 teams that you could learn a lot from watching. But without a doubt, Baylor just had more edge and more determination on that night.
Well, Jim, that was the 3rd team that went into the championship game undefeated and lose. Of course, the other 2 had Indiana ties. Indiana State with Larry Bird in '79. And then way back in 1961, Ohio State with a Bob Knight as reserve lost the championship game undefeated. So now there's 3.
Hey, Laz, let me piggyback on that. Memphis was very close. I think they went to the Final Four undefeated with Derrick Rose. Is that right, Coach Davis?
I'm not sure. I think so. I'm not sure.
We had